Good evening, everyone. Hi, hello. Everybody wave to me. Hi, how are you, everyone? Nice to see you all again. Hello, Penjor. Hello, Jel. Hello, Lydia. Hello, Wendy. Hi. Okay, great. Welcome to see you all again and welcome to BizTalk 51. My name is Wally Rowder. I'm an Australian. I'm sure you've all met me before. And today we're talking about career development. We're talking about the 5 Ps of career development. Does everybody know what I mean by career development? Yeah? Yes or no? Wave your hands. Everybody here wants to become rich and famous. Yeah? Everybody wants to make millions of dollars, right? Everybody wants to become another Steve Jobs. Yeah? Penjor wants to become the new Steve Jobs. Everybody wants to become a new Steve Jobs. But you need to know what the 5 Ps of career development are. You need to know what you need to develop your career. Am I right or wrong? Yeah? Great. Excellent. So what's the weather like today, Sundar? Hello, Sundar. How are you today? Open your microphone, Sundar. How are you? Hello. How's
Hello,
the
sir.
weather in your country?
I'm from Myanmar.
How's the weather?
The weather is hot right now.
Hot, fantastic. In Singapore, it's cold. So how hot is it? What's the temperature?
I
What's the
don't know.
temperature? But it's hot, right? You like hot weather or you like cold weather?
I like cold weather.
Oh well, I like hot weather. That's okay. That's all right. Enjoy today's Biz Talk. Thank you so much. Thank you. Goodbye. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Who else wants to talk to me? Who else wants to say hello? Anyone? How about Gel Zendon? Gel, you look incredibly fascinating in your red today. You look very young. How are you today? Say hello. Hello.
Hi
How are
everyone.
you? How are
Hi
you?
everyone.
How's the
I'm fine.
weather?
It's hot here in the Philippines.
Great. Are you eating adobo for lunch today or dinner? Any adobo?
Of course. Of course,
Oh,
we have
where's
a lot of
mine?
adobo.
Where's
Yay!
mine? Okay. All right. Soon. Thank you so much. See you soon. Thank you. All right. Let's go. Who's next? Amy Kusi. Hello, Amy. How are you today? Switch on your microphone, young lady. How are
I'm good.
you?
I'm good, thank you.
How's the weather?
Currently, I'm in Jordan now, and then
Jordan, how's the
the weather
weather?
is very
Okay.
hot.
And what are you having for
It's
lunch today?
we're going to have some meat with rice.
All right. And did you enjoy it?
Yes, but we're going to about to eat later. I'm
Okay.
going to eat.
Okay. But you know, Jordan is famous for one meal called mansaf. You know that, right? Jordanian
Yes.
mansaf with the chicken and the white sauce and the rice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
But
well, I haven't eaten mansaf for 10 years. So if I ever come to Jordan, promise me you take me for mansaf, okay? I
yes,
love eating
oh,
it, all right? My favorite
okay.
hotel in Jordan, I used to stay at the Intercontinental in Amman. You know the Intercontinental Hotel?
Yes, sir. I think it's
Yeah.
in Picture.
Yeah,
I
I
think
used
it's
to stay there
Picture.
regularly because they have a beautiful swimming pool and you can smoke shisha around the swimming pool. But now
Mm,
I'm stuck in Singapore because of COVID. But thank you for joining today's Biz Talk. Enjoy the session. Thank you. All right, ladies and
okay.
gentlemen, you're welcome. Let's go on and let's start talking about career development. What is important about career development? Does everybody know? Okay, so what is career development? Does anybody here know? Mustafa, do you know what career development is, Mustafa? How about you talk to me, Mustafa? Take your finger away from your mouth, open your microphone and talk to me. Hi, Mustafa. What's career development? Are you there?
Yeah.
What is
For
career development to you?
what I know about career development is it has to do with, improving one's skills in their job and being
Right.
professionally developed. Professionally developed.
Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you. Very good answer. You're on the right track. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Alu, what does career development mean to you, Alu? Okay, I'll come back to you, no problem. Okay, guys, let's move on. What does career development mean? Let's look at the term career development. What does it mean? Career development, ladies and gentlemen, is a series of activities. It's an ongoing process, and it's a lifelong process of developing oneself in order to get ready for a goal or to achieve a goal or to achieve your aspirations in life by continuous learning and continuously acquiring new skills. But it's not only acquiring the skills, it's also making them happen. So if your dream is to open a business, it's a dream until you put a plan in place, have a business plan, and you actually make it happen. But throughout that, you need to have goals, career development goals. You need to have a roadmap on how you're going to achieve the career you have destined for you. For many companies or many people, career development typically refers to managing one's career in an intra-organizational scenario. All right. So for most of us who work for big companies, it's a matter of managing our career within that structure or within the group of companies they have. For those of you who don't work for a company, who are looking for a job, or those of you who are self-employed, you should also have career development aspirations, because that's... Can everybody see my screen now? Yeah? Good. Okay. So let's talk about again, what is career development? I'm sorry about that. Something just went wrong with Zoom. We fixed it now. Let's hope it's stable. So career development is a series of activities, an ongoing lifelong process developing one's future, oneself. Who is oneself? It's you as an individual. Every one person, every oneself needs to have career development in mind. Otherwise, there will never be a career, whether that career is your career within a company or organization, or whether it's your lifelong goal to start your own business. You still need a career development plan. Whether your plan is to be a self-made millionaire or whether it's to work for a company, you still need a career development plan. Now, typically, in most cases, traditionally, career development is either intra-organizational or inter-organizational. All right, so that means within the company you work for or within the family or group of companies if you work for a multinational. And as I just said before we lost our screen, it all comes with being involved in training, learning new skills, equipping yourself with new ideas, and thinking outside your comfort zone in order to be able to achieve new goals and make your career a reality. Does everybody understand what I said by that? Make your career a reality. Do you understand that, Jocelyn? Good, excellent. All right, what is navigating your career? What does it take to navigate your career? Please take a picture of this if you have to. Stage one is learning about yourself presently. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses presently? If you don't know what your weaknesses or strengths are presently, you don't know where you are with your career. Number two is to explore your major, what you majored in. If you majored in something, was it the right major? What are your career options? You need to go back and study again if you're going to find the job of your dreams, or if you can't find a job, you definitely need to go back and study. Stage three is you making decisions, and as a result of those decisions, setting yourself goals or adjusting those goals. Step four is planning whether your current education is recognized internationally, whether it's good enough to get you to be able to achieve the goals you have set forth for yourself, all right? Or you need to look for alternative education in order to make sure you can achieve your goals. And stage five is for you to prepare both physically and psychologically for your career. Okay, so number one, learn about your inner self, about yourself and what you want. Two, explore your major and career options. Three, make decisions and set goals on paper. Number four, plan whatever education you may need in order to achieve your goals. Remember that you're living in a country that might not be recognized internationally, and you need another piece of education or another educational cert and more experience and discipline learned academically in order for you to be able to achieve your career. Careers don't come on a silver spoon. Careers are built over time. If forever you thought that somebody's going to hand you a career on a silver spoon, that is not going to happen. That's a dream. Steve Jobs was not handed a career. Steve Jobs and his mate Tim Cook started what is known now today as Apple in a garage. They started with nothing. Okay? Now, I know Apple now is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. It started as a small backyard garage operation in its very first early days. Jeff Bezos started Amazon from nothing. Jeff Bezos is now one of the world's richest men. Amazon is one of the most successful e-commerce corporations or platforms in the world. It is the highest revenue generating platform in the world. But when Joe Bezos started it, he started by setting himself career goals. He wanted to start the most efficient e-commerce platform in the world. He wanted to run the biggest and most profitable e-commerce platform in the world. And that's what he's done because he had goals and he had a career plan for himself. So the first stage is to learn about yourself. Yeah, it's learning about yourself. You have to understand what are your interests, what are your preferences, what part of your dreams as a child have you always wanted to make reality? As a child, did you always think you wanted to be a nurse? Can you be a nurse? As a child, you always thought you wanted to be a musician. Can you be a musician? Why aren't you a musician? You need to ask yourself, what are the skills that I have now? What are my interests? Am I happy doing what I'm doing now? Or am I sad and do I need to focus on achieving my goals and my interests? What are my strengths? What am I good at? What are my weaknesses that I should improve? And as a person, what sort of career am I looking for? What sort of career am I looking for? Let's talk about it. Who can tell me about a career that you've always wanted to achieve? Give me some idea about your career goals. Let's start with someone who's smiling at me. No, not you, Mr. Amala. You're always smiling. I know your goals, mate. Okay. Mr. Amala is my co-host, everybody. Can everybody say hello to Amala? Wave your hands to Mr. Amala, everyone. He's the man that makes the magic happen. Hi, Amala. All right, so let's talk now about your career aspirations. Who can tell me about their career aspiration? Let's start with the young lady who looks very quiet sitting in the background. Let's start with Amy Kusi. Amy, what are your career goals? Open your microphone, young lady. That's what you get when you bend your head down. Tell me, what are your career goals?
Before my career goal, I want to be a nurse. I want to be a registered nurse and travel to any country that I want to work. But now,
Okay.
I want to have my own business, stay in the Philippines, so I don't like to go anywhere, and I want to stay in my country. That's
Right.
it. So that's why
Have you studied? But did you study to be a nurse?
Yes, I did. But
And are
I
you
stopped.
currently working as a nurse?
I currently working as a caregiver. I finished as a caregiver. I finished as a
Okay.
caregiver course. And
Okay.
then
All
now
right.
I'm studying.
But your aspirations, really, your career development plan is to actually gain the knowledge and skills to open your own business. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Tell me, what sort of business do you want to open?
Now garments. I like garments.
You want
I
to
started
buy,
it.
you want to buy and sell garments, or you want to design, manufacture, and sell?
No, I'm doing it now. I just need to improve myself
All
for
right.
the
So
business.
tell me, yeah,
I already making
I know
clothes.
you said you're
Sorry.
doing it, but tell me what is
Yes.
the process? Are you having it made and you sell it, or are you designing, manufacturing, and selling?
Yeah, we're doing it. Like I'm doing the I'm the one who like scratch.
Right?
I'm doing I'm making cutting, sewing,
Yeah.
and then sell it.
Okay. Who
I
does the
have
manufacturing? You have your own manufacturing?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. All right. How long have you been in business?
Already 3 years, but when the
All right.
pandemic hit us,
Okay.
all my
I want
profits
to
went
ask you
down.
something, Amy. Okay, now I need you to answer my real questions. So knowing your current business and looking at yourself, what is it that you think you need to improve? Is it to you to improve yourself, or for you to improve the company's image, or for you to reconsider your pricing strategy? What is it that you think you're missing in your business?
I think myself, because for now, I'm
Okay.
honest. I don't know how to manage really. I have idea, but I'm not perfect for it. So that's why I need to study about it. So
Okay,
I
so
don't have to.
okay, so you've looked at your inner self and you came up with the decision that you have the model, but what you need to now is you need to improve your competence in running that business and becoming the next Steve Jobs, right? That's what you want, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Because
all
if
right.
I'm not fit on it,
Okay,
if I don't have enough knowledge, it make me repeat it in the same thing. So what happened to me?
okay.
And last
Tell
thing,
me, Amy, are you currently studying a diploma or postgraduate diploma with us?
yes, indeed.
All right, all right. Tell me, what module are you up to so far? What unit, where are you up to?
CA1, CA.
All right. Well, you've got a long way to go, young lady. By the time you
Yes.
get to module 8, I'm going to talk to you again, and you're going to be able to write a business plan as well as I can write one. All right. But I have 38 experience, and I've probably written 20,000 business plans in my life. So I want you to be positive, Amy, because what you're describing to me, you're describing a young lady with determination. You gave up a passion in nursing, helping people and making people better, to go into your own business. So you've turned the highway 180 degrees. So you should already be proud of what you've done. Okay. If the fact is that you're making money, it's okay. But what we need now is for you to start coming up with goals on becoming a millionaire. All right. So I don't want you to tell me I want to run the business. You've already started the business. So now what you need to do is to take the business from just a startup to a multi-million-dollar business. Do you understand where I'm coming from? All right.
Yes.
So I want you to change your mindset, Amy, from the lousy mindset that you started with today. I want to grow my business. So next time I ask you, what are your career goals? What's your answer going to be? What's your answer?
Career goal to have a good business.
No, I want you to answer after me, Amy. My career goals are to become a multinational company. Say it. I want to become
I want to become a
national company.
multinational, it's a multi-millionaire company. Sorry.
Yes, yeah, say it. I want to become a multi-million-dollar company. Say it. Let me hear you.
I want to become a multi-billionaire company with
Okay, a
multi-billion-dollar
multi-million-dollar company. Now, Amy, listen carefully, Amy. There's a lot of businesses in this room that have their own businesses and have that dream and are halfway there or almost there. I know some of them, they're sitting here, all right? So you need to have the same dream. And the reason for that, Amy, is if you don't dream big, you'll never achieve big. Do you understand that, young lady?
Yes, sir.
Amy, if you dream small, you will forever be small. If you dream medium size, you will forever be medium size. The reason why Steve Jobs became a multi-trillionaire is because when he started the business in his garage with his big chubby mate, Tim Cook, they dreamt to be billionaires one day because they dreamt of having their own tennis courts and swimming pools and living like rich men. And do you think that happened? Do you think that Steve Jobs died poor or he died a millionaire? What do you think?
I think he has a positive mind that he can do these things.
But he didn't even. But hold on, he did not die a millionaire. He died a trillionaire, not a billionaire, a trillionaire. All right. The guy is one of the richest men in the world. You understand that? And that's because
Yeah.
of his positive attitude. So today, I want you to forget all the rubbish that you had up here before. And from now on, you focus on doing your diploma. And every time somebody says to you, what are your goals in your career? I want to own a multi-million-dollar company. All right?
Company.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you again soon. All right. Can somebody else tell me what are their career development plans? One more person. Let me take the opposite sex this time. I keep speaking to females. I need to speak to a male. Who have we got here? Who have I got? Come on, come on, come on. A young guy building his career. Where are you? Let's talk to Aliu. Aliu, open your microphone, mate. Hi. Are you there, Alu? Open your microphone.
Yes, I.
Tell me, Alu, what are your
Hello,
career
sir.
development plans? Give me one thing that you have in your mind for your career development. Give me one of your goals. Can you hear me,
One of
Alu?
my goal is, yes, I'm having internet, so I'm hearing you. Yes, one of my
Yeah.
goal is to own a company and be a millionaire.
Okay. Have you started building that company? Have you already formed that company? Have you already started the
Oh,
company?
internet issues.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Alu. It's
Hello.
okay. Yeah, I'll come back to you. I can't hear you, mate. I'll come back to you. All right. Thank you. Okay, who's next? Let me talk to Antu. Antu, open your microphone. Hello, Antu.
Hi,
Antu, what are your career development goals? Where do you want to go with your career?
I want to be best engineering and develop my country.
Excellent. All right. So you want to be the first engineer or chief engineer?
I really lovely to do this engineering job. So I really want to develop an engineering thing.
Okay. Where are you with your goals? How much have you achieved to become an engineer? Tell me.
I just started last 8 years ago, but my company failed like twice, because of our politics, the government situation, and currently happening in our country is very bad. Army, the junta government.
Yeah.
We can't do anything right now.
All right. So what
Yeah.
sort of engineer are you? Are you a ship engineer, electrical engineer, or what sort of engineer are you?
I'm a B civil, civil engineering, but I'm doing for renovation.
Okay. All right. Good. And have you got your own civil engineering business right now, or you work for someone?
I have my own company, but my company
Right.
is a fail. Yeah,
It failed.
failed because we.
Why did
we
it
don't-
fail? Tell me the truth. Why do you think you failed?
The two is first 6 years was I was success. Then the COVID is happening. Then I was trying to be covered for company salary and everything, but 1 year's time for COVID. Then
Yeah.
the quality money was fair, and the second year was our country, the government problem politics again. So until
So
now,
right now you have no business. Is that right?
I previous month was small business. I have it, but I still keep trying.
All right, good, excellent. So what you need to take away from today is to look at oneself. You've already told me where you were and where you want to go. So hopefully by the end of today, you're going to start writing your career goals and start planning the future, because you cannot stay where you are today. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently studying with us, diploma or postgraduate diploma?
Yeah, I still study with you.
All right, good. Excellent, excellent. All right, let me go on. Let me go back to my PowerPoint presentation. One moment, please. Okay, so remember what we said, the first stage is to learn about oneself, all right? So you need to ask yourself, who am I? What do I want? What are my skills, interests, values, strengths, and personality preferences today? What is my idea of work? Do I want to work for someone or do I want to work for myself? Where am I better, working for someone or trying to run a business on my own? What motivates me? Am I motivated by work? Am I motivated by achievement? Or am I motivated by being lazy and waking up at 12 noon every day? And the most important part is you must ask yourself, what are your weaknesses? What is it that you fear or you're scared of? What are the barriers that will stop you from achieving your goals in your career? Okay, let's just summarize that and go back to our slides. One moment, please. Okay, so as I said, the questions are, who am I? What do I want? What are my skills, interests, values, strengths, and personality preferences? What is my idea? What do I want as a career? Do I want to work for myself or do I want to work for someone? What do I think is the best position for me? Is it better for me to run my own business and take risk, or should I be working for someone? What is it that motivates you? When I was a kid, I always dreamt of being a doctor, but I was scared of injections and I failed chemistry. Sorry, I passed chemistry, I failed biology, so I couldn't become a doctor. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? All right, okay. The second stage is, as we said, is exploring your career options. You need to ask yourself and decide on the following. One, does my current education or qualification have international recognition? The answer for most of you is no. Number two, did I study the right discipline or did I make the wrong choice? Should I look to study other subjects, general subjects like business and sales management or postgraduate studies in business so that I can get a job or a career in any industry? Three, have you done any research about your job career opportunities? Do you know what you want or where to go to get it? If you currently have a job and you're unhappy, have you explored all the other occupations that you could consider? Have you asked yourself, what really do you want? If you studied nursing and you don't want to be a nurse anymore, then you need to get a degree in business and management or a diploma in business management and sales and marketing. You need to ask yourself, if the degree or the diploma I have now is very specific, should I focus on that or should I look for a more generic degree? Ask yourself, do I really need another degree or do I need hands-on practice? Do I need to go and work for a company who can teach me the skills that I need to then eventually open my business in the same industry? And you need to ask yourself, what tools, what assets do I need in order to actually achieve my interests? Do I need to go to other countries to see how the product is produced? Do I need to go to other countries and work for someone to get experience? You need to explore what your major is, what your career options are, to make sure that the major you have is relevant to your career options. Otherwise, you would fail. The young lady from nurse to fashion to garments, and only now she's studying about business. Obvious track record. Gentleman, engineer, went into civil engineering, then decided to be a contractor, interior design, and business failed because he didn't have enough business acumen on how to run a business before he took his technical qualification, was a civil engineer, and learned about running a business before he tried to open a business on his own. So he failed. And failure is okay, because the harder you fail, the very much more successful you're going to be one day. Let's look at stage three. Stage three is what we call, again, exploring your major and career options. All right. So It is relevant. They are relevant. But this one is more about narrowing it down, locking it in. If we look at the slide I showed you earlier, okay, stage 3, it says make decisions and set your goals. All right. Okay, let me just fix that here. Just give me a minute, would you? Yeah, let me just correct that so I don't confuse you. Just one moment, please. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I have fixed that now. So as we said earlier, stage 3 is make decisions and set goals. But stage 3 is really a continuation of stage 2. Let's go to it. So what does stage 3 says? Narrow down your academic and your career options, okay? All right, so think of it. I graduated as a nurse. I no longer want to work as a nurse. So I want to work in fashion. Okay, so ask yourself the question, do I need to learn how to design fashion, or am I more focused on learning how to run a business generically and the basic disciplines of running a company, and then I will employ a fashion designer or a company in China to help me, and they will design and manufacture the fashion for me so I can sell it. You need to narrow it down. If you go and learn fashion design, you still don't know how to run a company. So you need to be specific, depending on your goals. Are your goals to buy the fashion from a factory and sell it? Or are your goals to actually design, send it to a factory, bring it back and sell it? What are your goals? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? What are your barriers to making a decision in business? What are your barriers? What are the barriers that you're facing? Is it because you're afraid to learn a new skill? Is it because you're afraid to take on new studies? What are the barriers that are stopping you from choosing the right academic path to move you forward in your career? Or if you were a nurse and want to get out of nursing, what are the barriers that are stopping you from giving up nursing and going into fashion design if you haven't already done it? You need to ask yourself, how do you analyze the information you gathered in your research, and what research have you done to decide on the right goals? How do you conduct an informational interview? Have you ever done an informational interview? What I mean by that, for example, if you want to be a fashion designer, have you ever had an interview with another fashion designer and asked questions so you learn from them? Have you tried to connect with people who work in careers that interest you? Does everybody understand what I mean by that? Yes? All right. So what do I mean by building networks? Who can tell me? Let's talk to some of our experienced business people here. Who can tell me, what does it mean to build a network? Let's talk to, where is Shadi today? Shadi, I found you. Shadi, what does it mean to build a network? Can you explain to all these youngsters? Go ahead, mate. Uh-oh, you need to unmute, mate. Unmute your microphone. Go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, what does it mean to build network? Can you explain to everyone?
Yeah, for example, now we are in pharma industry. I will give example from my network itself. Here in Saudi Arabia, we have almost 30 factories who are responsible to produce medicines. I have access for all these 30 factories. I know my friends, some other people I met in the conferences, during the visit, during seminars. So such network will help me too much in my career. So I can know any information I want. I can get any data I want. I can cooperate with them. They can cooperate with me. We can have even decide about the new projects. Sometimes even in the market itself, we have to agree for certain activities. So expanding your network, will
Okay,
give
so
you
would you
a
agree to me,
privilege.
Shadi, would you agree that your network becomes an asset?
Yes, of course.
Okay, would you agree with me that you, by having the right network, you can capitalize on different skills and you can actually become profitable as a result of your network?
Yes, even I will tell you one example. Few people, my
Please.
friends, they have decided to build a factory. Same
And
factories, they were working there, and few people, they decided to take the chance in Jordan and build a
yes,
new factory because they have the
yes.
expertise, they have the experience, they have the assets, they have everything, they have the know-how. So they have decided, and they are now in the project of building factories. I am part of this project as well. So
Fantastic.
such network,
And this
yeah,
and all this happened because of network, right? Because you
exactly.
communicated, you agreed, and as a result, now you're making it a reality. Is that right?
Yes. And whenever you have a chance to increase your network, you have to take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you,
And
Shadi. Does everybody understand what I mean by building a network? Building a network, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most core elements, core ingredients of having a career plan. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. For me, when I graduated, I didn't go straight into academic teaching. I went into learning and development. I started working for a small company, or it's not a small company, an Australian company. It wasn't multinational, called AAMI, Australian Associated Motor Car Insurers Private Limited, who employed about 1,000 people. I went straight to them, and my first salary was some 12,000 Australian dollars a month. But my first job was not teaching people. My first job was writing training material on how to sell insurance. I got to meet so many people with different insurance companies that within 6 months, I was one of the most famous material developers for the Australian financial services market and selling financial product for insurance and life insurers in Australia. I was the godfather of the fact find that insurance companies all over the world use. Did I do that on my own? No. I did that because of the network of relationship with all the other training directors at all the other insurance companies around Australia. Within 6 months, I had a network of nearly 200 people because I went to conferences and met these people, industry conferences. So developing a network in the career you want is critical, regardless whether you've already started, you've already graduated, or you're still building the business. And this goes back to you, Amy. Do you have a network of other people in the fashion business? All right. Are you currently on Amazon? Are you selling on Amazon? No? Okay. You need to go on Amazon. You need to contact me later and I need to help put you on Amazon. All right. You need to do it. Okay. All right. So Amazon puts you into a network, Amy. Amazon gives you a door to customers that you'll never have. As Shadi said, a network can be with other people in your industry, or it can be a network of customers who connect to you through a different means. For you, you can connect to millions of customers around the world simply by connecting to the Amazon network. Do you understand what I mean by that? So there's two different types of networks. You need to build your network in the industry you want to follow. And then you need to ask yourself, once I go into that industry, if I'm developing my own business, how do I build a network of customers? Do I keep advertising on Facebook and I wait 10 years to go global? No. Why should you wait 10 years when you can actually give your business to Amazon and let them connect you to the 10 million customers they have in their database? You understand where I'm coming from, ladies and gentlemen? Yes or no? So the quickest way to get into a network is to make sure you're on LinkedIn. Make sure you're on LinkedIn, not on Facebook. Facebook is not a professional network. Facebook is social media. Your priority is LinkedIn, then Facebook and Instagram and anything else you want. LinkedIn is a must. You have your name, Amy Kusi, fashion entrepreneur, and the name of your business. That's all. But you must start building networks, because when other fashion entrepreneurs see your name, Amy, and connect with you via LinkedIn, sooner than later, as Mr. Shadi Naeem will tell you, you will build a network. All right? Am I right, Shadi? Okay? All right. So let's go on. Okay. One moment, please. Okay, so we said that making decisions and setting goals. Remember that when you set yourself goals, you need to be specific. Your goals need to be smart. Specific, measurable, achievable, and time scaled, time related. Remember, specific, measurable, achievable, and time focused. You need to set a timeline. No timeline, no ever reality. It's a dream. It will never become a reality. As Shadi will tell you, as everybody will tell you, you need to set a specific timeline. All right, let's talk about professional development goals. Let's start with the first column. Number one, participate in professional organizations. Learn how other departments, other functions do their job. Develop good communication skills. If you are in a Lions Club, or if you participate in any sort of club in your country, whether it's a public speaking club, whether it's a charity, participate and do things that get you recognized in the community. If you work for a company, always put yourself forward for promotion. Always, if you work for a company, try to do things out of the box to improve productivity and sales. Always ask for more responsibilities and more duties. If you're trying to run or want to run a business, make sure you become an expert in your field before you go in there. Before you start your own business, do your research. Maybe get experience with a large company before you go out on your own. And what Shadi said, and I have just said, make sure you enhance your network, grow network. Make sure that you're ready to lead people if you're starting your own business. If you don't have the right education or skills to run a business, then get a degree or a diploma certification from a recognized country like Singapore. Get experience with a recognized company before you go out on your own. If you're sick of what you're doing and you see no future, then start reconsidering your future and what your future career is going to be. Learn new skills. Always continue learning. Do a diploma, do a postgraduate diploma, get experience. If you are at the end of the road in what you're doing, like the gentleman who's an engineer, it's time for you to make a career switch. Don't be afraid to contact somebody like me and ask for advice, because now that you've met me, I'm happy to give you advice. Never be afraid to volunteer and learn. The most successful chefs in the world, Gordon Ramsay, and some of the most successful chefs, before they became successful, they wanted to learn the secrets of becoming a Michelin star chef. A lot of these chefs actually volunteered to work for Michelin star chefs free of charge for 3 months just to learn what they could in the kitchen. Does everybody understand what I mean by that? The greatest French chefs, didn't learn at French culinary school. They graduated as cooks. They went and begged this great big famous restaurant to teach them. And they were allowed to go in there and work as students, as trainees, without salary for at least 2 months. What was the reward? It wasn't money. It was the fact that they learned a new skill. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Jillian, do you understand what I'm saying? Wave your hand, Jillian. Beautiful smile, wave. Okay. Make a website. If you don't have a website, develop a website, build a website, promote yourself and your product or service on the website. But do not do that until you know what your career aspirations are. Do you understand that? Start with LinkedIn. And once you have a firm road ahead and the career is taken off, then you build your own website. And if your career is to work for a company and be promoted, you don't want a website. Just a LinkedIn account would be fine, all right? If you're starting your own business, you need a website, okay? Or if you really want a website, you can just build a Facebook profile, okay? Does everybody understand that? Because Facebook profiles can build your network, but LinkedIn is a lot more effective, okay? What is stage 4? We said before, stage 4 is planning your education. Remember, stage 4, plan your education. Develop confidence in what you want to do. Don't do it just for the sake of doing it. Make sure that you're confident in it, all right? How do you develop confidence? By talking to people who are already in that field. If you want to become an accountant and you're currently a clerk in finance, talk to your head of finance. Say, sir, are you an accountant? Why did you study accountancy? How do you think I can study accounting and become a head of department? Don't be afraid to tell your boss what your career aspirations are. Because sometimes if you don't tell them, they don't know, and you will never achieve your career aspirations. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Do you understand what I'm saying, Jane? Kalamsa? Good, excellent. All right. Remember that in order for you to go on and change your career and study further, you need to have a plan. That plan must be part of your career goal. And you're all welcome to list your goals, your career development goals in an email in bullet point and send it to me and give me like 5 or 7 days and I'll reply to you. I know that I've fallen behind lately replying. Some people have waited 2 weeks. I apologize. It's been a busy 2 weeks of exams. I promise all of you waiting for answers, you'll get them this week. I do apologize. All right. Now, you need to ask yourself, if you want to go from nursing to fashion design, what are the prerequisites? Do you need to know how to draw? Do you need to know how to use color and how to match color? What is required? Ask yourselves, do you have the talent required, or do you need to go and work for a fashion manufacturing house or a company that has a factory producing fashion? Do you need to work for them for a year and learn before you jump ship and go to another career? Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay, all right. And the last thing is, on a constant basis, you need to review yourself. Ask yourself, what have I achieved to date? What have I learned? And do I need to stay on the same track or do I need to change it? Does everybody follow me? Yes, Jane? Regina? Regine? Jeline, do you understand what I'm saying, Jeline? Okay, good. Thank you. I can see your folding material. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go on. Amala. Okay, so if I can just go back. So stage 4, have you looked into working for another company as an internship? Have you looked into doing an internship where you can learn the trade, which is what I just said earlier. All right? Does everybody understand that? Good. Amala, could you do something about the lines on my screen, please? Thank you. Number 5, stage 5 is preparing to present yourself with confidence and develop strategies for transitioning to the career you want. If you're still studying, how are you going to transition from college to career? If you're working and you want to go to a bigger job, how do you transition from your junior job to a senior job? Does everybody understand that? Okay. Have you developed transferable skills such as teamwork, leadership, communication, and critical thinking skills? These are basic requirements that you need in order to start your own business or to actually be on a career path for promotion. Have you been adding to your resume or your portfolio with extracurricular studies, extracurricular activities, additional courses like BizTalk? Have you saved all your BizTalk certificates? Have you added them to your resume or CV as other courses attended, as I told you in the very first BizTalk? On your CV, on your resume, you should add other courses attended, other qualifications, and you should list all the BizTalks based on the BizTalk certificates that you have. You should get involved with extracurricular activities in the community, whether you volunteer as for a charity, as a manager, or as a fundraiser. Anything you can do which will give you exposure and build network is something that you need to do. All right? If you have a professional network in an industry, say you're in manufacturing, get involved with manufacturing industry networks. Talk to other manufacturers. Go out, arrange activities. Say if you're running a manufacturing plant in Jordan, make sure you communicate. Take the initiative. Find out who the CEO of all the other manufacturing companies are. Maybe generate an email to them. Say, hey, my name is Shadi Naeem Hussain. I'm the CEO of so-and-so. I'm interested in creating a professional network where we all get together once a month and talk about our industry and what the challenges ahead of us are. Don't be afraid to take the first step. If you don't know how to write the letter, tell me, I'll give it to you. I've written them. It's a very simple letter. You send it out on your company letterhead as managing director or CEO, telling them who you are and saying that you're interested in setting up a professional network where you guys get together once every month or once every 3 months. You meet over dinner or a cup of tea or a shisha or whatever you are in the world, and you talk about the industry, the economy, and how you're going to move forward as an industry. You don't need to share secrets or trade secrets, but you talk in generic terms. Number one, what is inflation doing to us? What is the government doing to help us as an industry? We're all manufacturers. Do we need to write to the government and ask for help? If we do it as a group, we'll get more answers than doing it as individual companies. Are we having trouble recruiting? Do we need to actually get universities to give us more students? Okay, can everybody hear me? Yeah? Can everybody hear me? Okay, all right. If you can't hear me, let me know, all right? So you need to build the network, all right? For example, if you are 20 manufacturers, you can then join forces and talk to the colleges and universities and say, listen, we are in the manufacturing industry. We would like you to give us students to come to our factories and learn from us for 3 months or 6 months. We can do two things. We can either contribute a small scholarship of maybe $100 at the end towards their education, or we can pay them a small salary on top of the knowledge they'll learn from us. But by doing that, what you're doing is you're promoting your company and your industry as a group, and you're experimenting, and hopefully that will interest young students to go into your industry and join you. It's like basically training them straight out of school. That is the best way to recruit young people and develop them for your company. All right. So group networking or industry networking is a very positive way of building your industry. Does everybody understand that? Yeah. All right. If you don't have a mentor, you have one now. My name is Wally Rowder. I'm an Australian with 38 years experience. Write my name down. Have you learned how to find meaningful work and how to interview confidently? If for the love of God, you are not confident going for an interview, let me know and I will send you notes on how to attend an interview. All right. For those of you who want a career working for someone else, let me know. And if you need me to run a session on how to write your CV again or how to attend an interview, let me know. And if there's enough people, I will do the session again, which I did about 6 months ago. All right. All right. So let's move on, guys. Let's talk about growing your self-awareness. Why is it important to have a good sense of self-awareness? The main objective of any career development path is to provide you with a higher level of knowledge. But before you can gain that knowledge, you have to realize that you need the knowledge. You have to be aware of your weakness. You have to recognize that you have an issue, whether it's an issue of knowledge, whether it's an issue of you not taking your failure and learning from it. You need to recognize that. And I would love to talk to you one-to-one on two, maybe through WhatsApp, and I would love to guide you because I see that there's a lot in you that you can do, but I just don't think you know how. And you have a free mentor, and my time is precious. I'm offering you my time. Please WhatsApp me. Let's arrange a phone call. All right, mate? It might not be today, but in the near future. And that goes to everyone. I think I offered it to Shadi last week. I'm still waiting for the call. All right, done. Okay, so let's go on. You should be able to identify your own skills and weaknesses. You should look in the mirror every day and ask yourself, what did I do wrong? What am I going to do to learn and move forward? But don't go to sleep every night thinking of what you did wrong. Think about how you're going to fix it. All right? Guys, let me put you in a situation. Companies all over the world have lost millions of dollars because of COVID-19. Now, there's an easy solution. The CEO or the board can just decide to take all the money that there is in the bank, declare insolvent or bankrupt and walk away, right? But what would happen to all their staff? They become unemployed. These CEOs and MDs have a responsibility to their company and a corporate responsibility. They can't just do that. So what do? They persevere and try to make the company successful again. But what they do in order to do that, every night they go home. They don't go to sleep worrying about the debt. They say, I admit we have debt, but they start thinking about how they're going to resolve that debt moving forward. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? They change the failure and start planning for the success. The harder you fail, the more you will be successful. Let's talk about your personal development planning. All right, let's go through it. Everybody take a picture of this and memorize it, everyone. That includes everyone. Okay, I need to move this out of the way, excuse me. So the first thing you have to do is start from down here. It calls identify. Or let's go before that. We start here, reflect and review, all right? Maybe plan and identify are too early for you. So right at the beginning of today, I said you need to reflect. You need to ask yourself, where do you want to be? You need to ask yourself and review yourself. What have you achieved to date? What progress have you made to date? And you need to recalibrate. You need to re-establish your future plans and goals. We talked about step number 1, step number 2. Here they are. We go to the next one. Come on, we're going to get this out of the way. The next one is identify. Once you've reviewed, Don't be afraid to say to yourself and write it down. Okay? You've reflected, you've assessed, you've asked yourself about your strengths and weaknesses. Write them down. Then start planning. Prioritize your development needs in consultation with a mentor like me or with a supervisor, and develop a plan so you can move forward with your career path. And I am offering you myself as a mentor. I don't know how much more help I can give you. All right. And the last one is develop skills. Go to workshops, attend online e-learning courses. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars for MBA. A postgraduate diploma with us will make you 100% more prepared, and you'll be hands-on prepared, because our postgraduate diploma, our diploma are built to prepare people for the workforce. If you go to a great big university, you learn pure academia, and then it takes you another 2 years to apply it in real business scenario. Our courses are different because we relate them to the real world. 8 months for a diploma, 11 months for a postgraduate diploma. Attend conferences, network, practice, get yourself practice with an internship with another company. Practice makes you perfect. Do not reject a mentor. Take on the mentor when he's free of charge. You're not going to get somebody like me that often. I've mentored CEOs, managing directors, politicians. I've mentored governments and members of government. So if I'm offering you my mentorship, you should take it. Okay? Okay, does everybody here understand what I mean by your personal development plan cycle? Can everybody take a picture of this now? Everybody? Everybody take a picture? Let me get rid of this off my screen. Can you hold on for a minute? Okay, let me drop it to the bottom. Okay, all right, done. Okay, let's move on. Okay. So now that I've told you about your personal development planning cycle, let's talk about the other important, which is known as emotional intelligence, EI or EQ. Emotional intelligence is important in all places, and especially during your career development and your workplace. Emotions are your strength. Emotions can make you successful or can make you fail. If you have strong emotions and you get angry and frustrated, basically it will not help you. The fact is, you need to leave your emotions at home and focus on your career and the task ahead. Sometimes people go home and they get so angry with themselves for failure. That's good. It's good to have emotions, because emotions will drive you to change. They will drive you to think harder and learn from your mistakes. But do not take your emotions with you to work. All right, let's talk about developing emotional intelligence. And this is a very simple model. Let me just talk to you about it. The first step of developing an emotional intelligence model is self-awareness, recognizing your own emotions and strengths, weaknesses, and understanding the impact these have on you and on others. You need to make sure you understand your level of confidence in yourself, in oneself, and you are aware how your sense of confidence actually translates your image to others. Number two, you have to understand what I mean by self-regulation. What do I mean by self-regulations? It means regulating and managing the way you express your emotions and making sure you don't overstep the mark. Okay? The other thing is you need to be flexible, adapt well to change, be good at managing conflict, and take responsibility for your actions. Number four, sorry, we need to talk Okay, can everybody see my screen now? Can you see the bottom? It says number 3, remember intrinsic motivation, which we learned about in one of our previous biz talks. Remember to be driven by internal rewards and seek the challenges. Have a passion for achieving your goals. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it. Number 4, you need to build empathy. You need to understand how others are feeling and take an interest in their concerns. The more that you can relate to others, the better you will be understanding what motivates you and what motivates others, what upsets them and what upsets you. And last but not least, you need to develop social skills. You need to build relations and interact and communicate with others in your industry and with network. You need to find common ground, developing rapport and networking with clients and colleagues or co-workers. And most importantly, social skills. You need to be active listening, not hearing. You need to be able to influence, lead, and collaborate. Ladies and gentlemen, emotional intelligence is critical in today's world. In any success, whether it's your personal career development or your corporate career development. Excuse me, just one moment, please. Okay, one moment, please. Okay, here we go. Remember, emotional intelligence starts with understanding your own emotions. You have to have self-awareness, which is what we spoke about at the very beginning. Once you're able to understand and manage yourself, then you can understand the emotions and feelings of others, empathy, and finally to influence them. You need social skills. Okay. All right, let's look at this. Other than social skills, you also need to improve your EQ. What does EQ mean? Again, emotional quotient or emotional quotient. EQ is basically the same as IQ. They come from the same quadrant. Okay, so develop an EQ, develop your own EQ, seek support when needed, be open and cooperative. This is for employees. For leaders, encourage the expression of feelings, foster positive emotional climate, open door policy for everyone, and develop your own EQ. And for you as organizations, building your own organization, integrate emotional intelligence into your training of all the people that work for you. Okay, evaluate people's emotional intelligence during your recruitment process. And lastly, make EQ a factor for rewards. So reward people for having good EQ and good emotional intelligence. Does everybody understand this? Let me leave you with a summary of what having career development is. In order to have effective career development, you need to go away today with 5 letters, which you must remember forever. 1, do not ever overlook the possibility. Always focus on presence. Focus on you being present. Stop living in the past. Stop being passive. Be active. Remember, people are needed in order for you to succeed, whether it's your career development path in a company or in your own business. Always look at different perspectives and never give up on perseverance. Perseverance is the core of the 5 Ps. Okay, let's talk about it. Does everybody understand what I mean by perseverance? Can you wave your hands? Yes. Does everybody understand what I mean by the 5 Ps? 5 Ps, yes. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am giving you one of the greatest rewards that you can have. Contact me and I'm happy to mentor you. But when you contact me, make sure you have your ideas in mind. Send them to me by email and bullet point and say, Wally, I would like you to talk to me and mentor me on this. Give me a phone number and a time I can call you on WhatsApp. And I promise within 7 to 10 days, I'll make the time and do it. I will be catching up on all your emails in the next week and reply to them. I do apologize for the delay. All right, let's go back to the screen and go to the next step. Okay. Okay, so remember the 5 Ps: possibility, presence, people, perspective, perseverance. Remember, people and perspective are network. Presence is you letting people know that you're there. Possibility is for you to stop being negative-minded and be open-minded, go outside your comfort zone. And perseverance is never give up. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows in the comfort zone. I'll give you an example, girls. If you've always had black hair, but have been too scared to get pink hair because your boyfriend will dump you or your company will tell you, you look weird like Madonna, that's okay. But remember, you can't apply that fear to everything in your life. I mean, it's crazy. No one would tell you to go and get pink hair because it would look weird. But it doesn't mean that you stay within your comfort zone so far as your career and your professional development. If you're afraid to ask for a promotion, don't be afraid. Do it. Ask your manager, what do I need for a promotion? Tell them, I am studying, I'm doing a diploma or postgraduate diploma. I've attended all these sessions called BizTalk where I've learned from all these BizTalk sessions, and this is what I've learned. Make it known so they know that you know and what you want. They know that you meet the 5 Ps. You understand that there's always a possibility. You want them to know of your presence. You want them to know that you want to work with them and you're able to communicate. They want to know your perspective on what your future career goals are, and you want them to know that you are ready to persevere and learn more in order to get promoted and have a career. That's perseverance. In the words of Steve Jobs, okay, in the words of Steve Jobs, may he rest in peace, remembering you are going to die is the best way to know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. For the love of God, ladies and gentlemen, follow your heart. Make your career come true. Make your career dream come true. Make your success come true. Do not let the economy stop you. Do not let politics stop you. Do not let your girlfriend stop you. Make it a reality. Thank you. All right, let's go on and take some questions. Did everybody hear what I just said? Yeah. Do you all understand why it's important to have the 5 Ps? Yes or no? Okay, we're running ahead of time, but that's okay. Let's talk about any questions you have, because I wanted to hear from you and I wanted to hear any feedback you have. If you'd like to get the PowerPoint deck that I showed you today, I'm happy to share it. Just drop me an email or WhatsApp. Say that you want the PowerPoint for BizTalk 51. Make sure you say the BizTalk number and I'll send it to you. Also, if you go to our YouTube channel, the Apex Stories, this will be on the YouTube channel probably tomorrow afternoon, Mr. Amala, is that right? Tomorrow afternoon or Monday? It will be there by Monday for sure. Okay. Who has some questions for me? Raise your hand and I'll take questions. Would anybody like to talk to me? Wave your hand. Come on, don't be shy, please. Okay, none here, Tay. Hello, how are you, young lady? Long time. Say hello. Unmute your
Hi.
microphone. I'm coming,
Hi.
Luke. Yeah, hi, how are you? How can I help you today?
I would like to ask for the PowerPoint or the BTF that you shared
Yeah,
today.
you just need, can you just send me an email and I'll send it to you?
Oh yeah,
All
sure.
right.
How can I send you the email, please?
Okay, I will share my email now with everybody in the chat box. Everybody go to the chat box. I will put my email now. I do this every week.
Okay.
Just one moment. And I will also give you my WhatsApp number. All right, you can either email or WhatsApp.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I'm here to help. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get my email and WhatsApp number in the Zoom chat box. I'm sorry, my email address didn't appear in full. I will type it in again. Hold on. EH dot. Okay, for those of you, my email has been reposted. It's EH_Wally1@gmail.com. Please ignore the first one. The first one, I think the keyboard, I was too fast. Okay, so please use the second email, EH_Wally, WALLY, #1@gmail.com. My WhatsApp number is +65 country code 822-52220. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Okay, next, who wants to talk to me? Rufai Adamo. Hi, can you unmute your microphone? Hi, Rufai. Are you there, Rufai? Okay, no. All right. Who else would like to talk to me? Can you wave your hand again? Luke, where are you, Luke? Hi, Luke. Hello, Luke. Would you like to talk to me? Unmute your microphone.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. How
Good
can I help
morning.
you?
Okay.
Good
What I
morning.
want, yes. What
Go
I
ahead.
want to ask before was the same thing my colleague just asked now, and the answer is given already. Email and
Okay.
the contact numbers.
Please
But,
do so. Please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Please, is it possible to repeat again the number?
My mobile number is
yeah.
in the Zoom chat. It's
I got
+65
it.
country code 822-52220. And if you
Okay,
really
thank
want a 10 or 15-minute mentorship session with me, I'm offering it. Let me know and I'll arrange it. My assistant will put you onto my Zoom schedule and I will arrange a 10 or 15-minute mentor session for you. I have no problem doing that. But you just have to be aware that I have to put you onto my schedule. It might take 7 or 10 days to get you on the schedule. All right? Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay. Aliu, would you like to talk to me? Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Aliu, would you like to talk to me? Aliu there, Aliu? Hi. Is your microphone
Yes, I'm
working
there.
now? Yeah, go ahead. How can I help you today?
It's working. Please, can you explain the 5 P's? I was having internet issues.
Okay, just give me a minute and I'll repeat the 5 P's again. All right? Just give me 1 minute. I'll go back to them. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right.
Yes, thank
who's
you.
next? You're welcome. Charles, are you there, Charles? Would you like to talk to me, Charles? Go ahead, Charles. Hi, Charles. How can I help you?
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you, Charles. I'm sorry. I can't hear you. Can you try again, Charles? Can you unmute your microphone? Go ahead.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes, go ahead. How can I help you, sir?
Personally, for me, this has been educational in terms of career choices. I think most of us, we have had a problem with the career choice, especially for myself. I'm an accountant by profession, but I've always wanted to do, I didn't pursue that career.
What do you want to do? You're an accountant, but what have you always wanted to do?
I've always wanted to do law.
You wanted to become a lawyer.
Yes. I
Well,
wanted to
well, let me tell you, that's an interesting point, Charles. I studied law and wanted to be a lawyer, and I ended up a lecturer and academic. So I know the passion for the law. I thought one day I would be a great criminal defender, but I went away from that. And Charles, there's nothing to stop you. You can go to law school no matter how old you are. And I push you and encourage you to do that. But the problem is, sir, are you prepared to give up 3 years of your life to study law? And remember, the people you're going to be studying with are fresh university, high school graduates, 18 and 19-year-olds. After you study law for 3 years, you then have to serve your articles, which will take you 3 years. So it's going to take you 5 to 6 years before you can work as a lawyer. If you have the commitment to do that, I encourage you, and I would love to help you set goals for that. Is that what you want to do, Charles?
Yeah. Though it's scary sometimes, living your own career after what you have experienced yourself into.
You should never be scared. One thing you should never do, Charles, is be scared. Never. All right. And Charles, do me a favor. Drop me a message or an email and send me your CV, send me your career goals, and tell me what the obstacles are, and let me help you. All right.
All right, I'll do that.
Thank you very much, mate. Good afternoon. All right, let me go back and answer Alu's question, and then I'll come back. Or actually, I have one more hand up. Let me just answer this one. Okay. Augustine, good afternoon. Augustine, are you there? Go ahead, Augustine. Good afternoon. How are you today, Augustine?
Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
My professor idol.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for your beautiful comments. Thank you. How can I help you?
Yes, sir. Can I just add for the reservation, sir, for mentorship?
You need to drop me a message or an email, Augustine, and I will get my assistant to put you on my calendar.
Yes, sir. At WhatsApp, sir. At WhatsApp.
Okay, I'm
yes,
head
sir,
of department. I don't know what my schedule is next week yet, but if you can drop
Yes,
me
sir,
a
yes, sir,
message
yes, sir.
by email today, I will put you the first one on the calendar. The quicker you send me the email, the quicker it will happen. All right?
Even if WhatsApp, sir, it is okay.
Yeah,
for,
WhatsApp is fine. I prefer
Yes, sir.
email because my assistant reads my email, but she doesn't read my WhatsApp. But you can do it in WhatsApp, and then by email, that would be fine. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Augustine. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Mushimi Day. Miss Mushimi, welcome back. Hello. Where have you been hiding, young lady? I haven't seen you all
No,
day.
I was there, sir. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you very
Have
much.
you
sir.
learned anything today, Mushimi?
Absolutely. So it really works out in the workplace. So my question, sir, is we learned about the emotional intelligence and empathy, but sometimes do you also see a downside of it? Because at times when you know how if you are good emotionally with others, there is a possibility to manipulate others. And you could be somewhere in the tug of war with others. So how do you see this in the organization context?
It's an interesting question you asked that, Mushimi, and you've just admitted your weakness, because if you actually sometimes get, as you said, side-driven or manipulated by others because of emotion, or if you find that emotion allow manipulation, then you don't know what emotional intelligence is. Remember what I said, managing emotional intelligence is being able to manage what level of emotion you take with you to a meeting or to the workplace, all right? Now, the emotions you show the lover at home, your husband, boyfriend, mother, and father, are different to the level of emotional intelligence you take into a business environment. You understand where I'm coming from? Okay, so what I'd like to do, Mushimi, is this is something I'm happy to discuss through a mentorship session, because I would need to understand in what way do you feel that your emotions cause manipulation, because that could be something that you need help with by me telling you how to counter that. But if that is happening, then it means that you're unable to control your emotional intelligence. And listen, there's nothing to be shy or ashamed of. When I was younger, Mushimi, and my boss used to tell me that I was 5 minutes late. I used to go to the toilet and cry for 10 minutes. That is how emotional I was. But after 3 months working for my boss, I learned how to stop it, because he one day called me into his office and said to me, listen, if your mother tells you off, you'll cry. I'm telling you that you're 5 minutes late because I want you to become a professional and get promoted. And you won't get promoted if you're always late. So stop crying over it like a baby. So sometimes people let their emotions get manipulated in the wrong way. And it all comes back to emotional intelligence and the 5 elements of emotional intelligence. And one of those elements is being able to measure how you interact with people. How much emotion should you show people in different environments? You understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
And I don't want to ask you right now, how did you feel it was manipulated? Because that is not fair to ask here. But I would love to understand where the weakness is so I can try to help you. You follow me?
Sure.
And
Thank you very
Mushimi,
much.
you know that I've always responded messages and calls. So if you have time next week, drop me a message. I'll call you, tell me where the problem happened, and I will give you my 5-minute verbatim on how to fix it. All right? That's my pleasure. Okay?
Thank you.
But it's not something that I want to open an open forum, and it's not fair. All right? Okay? Okay.
No worries.
But,
Thank you very much, sir.
But have you taken a picture, or if you drop me a
I've taken,
message,
yes,
I'll
yes,
send you
I've
a
taken.
PowerPoint and read through the cycle of emotional intelligence. And then when I talk to you, you'll be able to refer to that cycle. But let me promise you, Mushimi, it's not difficult. All of us go through it. It's just being able to control it. And, one day, if I have time, we'll do a session on emotional intelligence. And there's certain words which we call nerve system words. And these words have a habit of actually deviating somebody's emotions or setting them off track. And these words are like what you call stabbing a knife in somebody's guts. And they are very what do you call them? Neurologists call them like they call them pins or needles that go into people's mind or emotional side of their brain. So I don't want to go into that now because it becomes another 3-hour lecture in neuroscience and emotional intelligence. But there are key factors that activate the manipulation. And I would like to talk to you about that. So maybe, as I said, communicate with me, and maybe one day we'll conduct another session just on emotional intelligence and the neurological effect of certain words on people's emotions. I'm happy to do that. All right. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very
Good
much, sir.
afternoon. All right. Let me go now and answer Alu's question, and then I'll come back to the people who have raised their hands. One moment, please. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Okay. Just bear with me, Alu. I have to go back. All right, Alu. So the 5 P's are, number 1, the possibility. So for you to be active, not passive, and always don't think that you're at the end of the road. Don't think that something is impossible. You need to open your mind and go beyond your, say, what we call your security blanket. Go outside your comfort zone. Number 2, you have to make your presence felt. You have to show that you're present. You have to communicate. You have to be people driven, build networks, engage. You have to share perspectives and listen to people's perspectives. And most importantly, perseverance. Does that help you, Alu? The 5 P's, possibility. There's always possibility. Never give up hope. Make sure your presence is felt. If you're going into a new career, ask questions, talk to people before you go down that road. Always listen to other people's perspectives and develop your own perspective, whether it's by study or by learning, by working in the industry or getting advice from somebody in the industry, either as a trainee or an intern. And never give up your level of perseverance. Never say no. Never say die. Always keep fighting. Always look at the road ahead and push forward. As Steve Jobs said, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows in your comfort zone, in your security blanket. You have to step outside the comfort zone. Remember, you are going to die is the best way you should know, or I know, how to avoid the trap of thinking that me or you have something to lose. Remember, you are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. So whatever your heart says to you, whatever you recognize through your self-awareness now that I've taught you about it, make it happen. Realize there is a possibility, but you have to take the steps. You need to say to yourself that, yes, I can. Yes, I will. Yes, it will happen. And if you do that, you are on your road to a successful career path. Does that answer your question, Alu? Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. Thank you to all of you. I would like your motivation because I also need motivation. If you have enjoyed BizTalk 51, can you please go to company's Facebook, our Instagram, or our YouTube channel and give Wally thumbs up. Just say, enjoyed BizTalk 51, Wally, thank you. Or inspiring subject, Wally, thank you. Or I learned a lot, Wally, thank you. Or Wally, can you help us by teaching us this next time? I would love to do that for you. All right. Does anybody else want to talk to me before you go? Good to see you, Mr. Cedric, looking young in a red t-shirt today, sir. It's nice to see you, Cedric. Thank you. All right. Nice to see you, Gel, in your orange t-shirt today. You're looking very vibrant. Thank you. Mr. Nurella, you look very tired today. Why? Take your hand away from your face. Have you learned anything today, Nurella? Good, excellent. Thank you, sir. All right. Does anybody else want to say hello to Wally? No? All right. Okay. Oh, somebody does. Okay. Of course you can. Hi, Gel. Talk to me, Gel.
Hi, Mr. Wally. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
I'm good too, and I'm happy to be here in this talk.
Welcome. Why don't you tell me that and post me a message on Facebook or send me a WhatsApp saying, Mr. Wally, I love BizTalk 51. I enjoyed your BizTalk. That would mean a lot to me, please. Okay. All right. Okay. And tell me, what have you learned today, Gel?
Actually, I learned a lot and I have reflected a lot because during the lockdown of COVID-19, almost all of us here in the family that ended our job. So we have nothing to sustain our needs. I find business opportunities opening the door for us. So I started business and I started several business. I started a store, food business, online selling, rent a bike because there's no source of transportation. I bought many bikes, but you know, I failed a lot. I almost failed a lot, but still I am trying to pursue myself and persevere to go
But
on.
Gel, okay, let me correct you, young lady. Let me correct you. I want you to clap. I want everybody to clap for you because you've had the courage and motivation to try. Everybody give her a big hand, please. Everybody clap for her. You have the motivation. You have the motivation and the positivity to become or do something. All right. Listen to me, young lady. The harder you fail means the more richer and more successful you're going to be. All right. For anybody as young as you to try so many businesses and invest money, you have the courage, you have the determination. But what you lack, Gel, is the skill. Do you understand me, young lady?
Yes.
And what you need to do, Gel, I believe you're currently studying with us. Am I right? Are you doing a diploma with us? Are you studying with us? Yeah, okay.
Diploma in business and sales management.
So once you go through that diploma and finish it, you're going to learn a lot of skills that are going to give you new insight into running a business. Okay. But I want you to look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to remind yourself that you haven't failed. You're not a failure. You're actually a success. Why? Because you had the courage, you had the positivity, you had the perseverance, you had what it takes to make an effort. Do you understand that, young lady?
Thank you, sir.
No, you don't need to thank me. I'm telling you the truth. All right. If I have a daughter that decides to go out on her own and fail in 3 businesses without having the training, I would be the proudest father out. Now, I hope she doesn't do that, because she keeps telling me she wants to be a brain surgeon. So I have aspirations. I don't think that's going to happen, because she's only 6 years old. So I think her dreams will change along the way, as I'm sure all you experienced fathers will tell me. But every day I go home, she puts YouTube on and she shows me some documentary about brain surgeons and doctors in an operating room. And she says, Daddy, I'm going to be doing that operation one day. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's a dream. So what I want you to do is I want you to be proud of what you've done, Jel, and you have an opportunity to connect with me, and you can share your business problems now, and I'm happy to give you a mentor session. All right. So just connect with me and I'll arrange that. Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Much.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, from Wally Rowder, the Australian guy down under in Singapore that loves eating Vegemite, loves watching Australian football. I can't eat meat pies in Singapore because they don't make them. And I can't drive a Holden car because they're no longer made in Australia. They pulled out of Australia 3 years ago. But from the Australian guy who is in Singapore, the guy who's passionate about all of you graduating, and the guy who enjoys teaching so much. I thank you so much for joining me for BizTalk 51, and I hope that I've helped you today. Thank you, everybody. God bless you all. I love you all. From me and my co-host, Mr. Amala, have a great weekend. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.